Hey everyone, I'm back, and today we're going to be talking about Paranormal Activity, the Ghost Dimension. And this movie came out in 2015. So far, this is the worst Paranormal Activity out of the 6 movies that I have seen. I knew that this movie was bad, but wow. After watching it, this movie kind of blew my mind. I was not expecting it to be as boring as it was. Like, I was checked out emotionally 5 minutes in. Like, I couldn't do it. No likable characters, and all of the characters look like actors. Like, I don't buy for a second that they're characters. They just look like young, pretty actors. And I was taken out because of that. And this movie has the brilliant idea of having a camera that allows you to see the demon, see all the ghostly things. And in the previous movies, you didn't get that. It was always just like a little force or whatever, or just like something invisible. You couldn't see it. But in this movie, they show it, and it kind of ruins everything just to know that, oh, it's Venom from Spider-Man, like the symbiote from Spider-Man. And it's just a blob of goo just floating around. And I'm just supposed to believe that that's supposed to be the demon. I'm sorry, that looks way too stupid. And there are callbacks in this movie to the previous films. Not all of them, just 1, 2, and 3. And it doesn't really feel like it's tying into the previous films properly. It's more or less feeling like previously on Paranormal Activity. Blah, 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 blah happened, and this character died, and that character died, and then this has been going on for 30-some years, and here we are. Like, I never felt as though it was tying in any meaningful way. Like, it was like, hey, I recognize those things from the previous films, and that was about it. And there are plenty of annoying jump scares, just like in the previous bad sequels in this franchise. Those are just the worst things ever. Unlike the 5th movie, where it was just like so stupid, it was kind of entertaining. Not good, stupidly entertaining. This movie is taking itself very seriously. There's no energy in any scene whatsoever. There's no likable characters. There's no intrigue to the story. It's just watching things happen very slowly. And I know that's what people describe the previous films and even the first movie. Like, it's just nothing happening until like the very end. And while I can see that, this is probably the point where I 100% agree with that. Because this movie has literally nothing to offer because of that. And also, one thing I have to remember, while in the first movie, it took place in one location and nothing really happened, but that was mostly because of the budget. It was like $15,000 or something, and it was all taking place in the director's house. Although there was a lack of things shown and happening, that was just them being practical for the budget. Like, they did what they had to. They didn't have much to work with, and so they did the best that they could, and it was very successful, and I liked it. This one, however, doesn't have any of that. It's just thrown together. The acting is bad. The characters are awful. The special effects are not very good. Like, you can clearly tell that it's CG, and it just takes me out of the experience. And when the film gets very close to the end, it kind of reminds me of Wreck and Wreck 2 in ways. Like, I just am reminded of better found footage movies while watching it, and that is not good. There are also too many close shots. Like, in the first 2 movies, I remember there being some wide shots, so you got a sense of the location. But after that point, things started getting closer and closer, and you don't really get a good sense of the location or what room characters are in, and it's just a very odd choice. And I don't understand why this movie had to be feature length, because half of this movie, it just feels like a filler. Like they're just having these scenes eating up the runtime, and we get scenes that go literally nowhere. Like we get a scene where the mom is trying to get her daughter to go downstairs and play, but she won't leave her room, and she's like, "I'm fine." And that's the end of the scene. And I'm like, that was so pointless. It's even more pointless than like anything that happens in the previous movies. Well, maybe not everything, but still though, why would you put that in your movie? And of course, this is one of those movies that just makes up its own rules as it goes along. Nothing makes any sense, and the ending was really bad and stupid, and that's one thing about this franchise. Normally, the ending is a highlight, but not in this movie. It's just really dumb and stupid, and the reveal as to what the overall story was, it's so simple, and I have no idea why it needed to be told over the course of like 6 movies in retrospect. 6 movies, 6 movies. Come on. And on a side note, each of these sequels feel so different from one another, and that's mostly because they're all done by different directors, except for the 4th one. The 4th one is by the same people who did the 3rd movie, and for the most part, they all feel like they have a different vision going into it, and sometimes it works, but most of the time it really does not. And there's also plot holes in this movie, like why don't the characters just turn the lights on when the demon's attacking at night? That might help a little bit. And one last thing to say about this movie, well, 2 things, I guess. One, while watching all of these movies, I watched the theatrical cut and not the unrated extended edition, and this collection comes with both versions, and I just stuck with theatrical for all of these, including this one, this latest one, The Ghost Dimension. But this 6th movie, I discovered that it had 3 versions: a theatrical cut, the extended edition, and the extended edition with an alternate ending. And I decided to check out this alternate ending. Did I skip to the end of the movie to see to the point where like we got the alternate ending? Absolutely, because I'm not staying through this entire movie again. I just wanted to see what the change was, and wow. I think the theatrical cut's ending is better than the alternate ending. And I don't like the ending to the theatrical cut of this movie. And that's about all I have to say about Paranormal Activity, The Ghost Dimension. It was easily the worst one out of everything I've seen. I've seen 1 through 6. I haven't seen 7. And that will not be my next video because I need a break from this franchise. I just need to watch something that's not Paranormal Activity. I think I deserve a break. I think that's enough Paranormal Activity for 1 week. So, yeah. But if you want to check out any of these movies, just watch the first 2 and stop after that. So, Paranormal Activity, The Ghost Dimension, skip it. Don't watch any version of this movie. That's all I have to say about it. So, with all that being said, I'm going to give Paranormal Activity, The Ghost Dimension a 1 out of 10. Thank you for watching my videos as always. If you enjoyed this review, be sure to leave a like and comment down below you thought of Paranormal Activity, The Ghost Dimension, and my social media links. They will all be in the description, so follow me there. And last but not least, subscribe to be a part of Foley Nation, and I'll see when I get my next review up, and that is going to be for Tremors. So look forward to that, but until I get that up, thank you for watching and have a great day.